21. Item 20. Item 21. Hearings panel report to the council on proposed changes to the Jellie Park management plan. This has been through a hearings panel. I don't know who's
Having moved, and I'd like to speak to
Oh,
it,
okay,
if I
that's
may.
fine.
Is there a presentation on it? Because
I don't-
I'd quite like to understand it.
Yeah, I don't. Have we got a presentation on it?
No. It has been reasonably controversial with the data.
We leave this on the table for...
The hearing panel you were on the hearing panel, weren't you?
Yeah, we've
Okay, well look,
Happy to
you're moving it,
Yes.
and do I have a seconder?
Is that it, Jellie?
Raf?
happy to second.
Okay. So, do you want to just give a presentation
I'll just
briefly?
give a brief presentation. The submission's basically centred around 4 points, and one of them, the first one, probably arose because the original management plan for Jellie Park had what was called an indicative development plan, which actually sort of gave rise to the perception that some things in that management plan were more or less in there and deemed to be something that would happen in the future, but it really was indicative and it was most confusing. So in the new management plan, we have removed any indicative management plan and just merely referred to activities that currently are existing on the plan. There were 3 principal things that the hearings panel looked at. 2 of them involved extensions to the designated car parking area in the grounds. You'll see sort of in that almost top right hand corner of the red bounded area of the plan there's a little blue area there that was signalled as being a possible extension to the car park. It intruded into the parks and open spaces area of the park, and there was significant opposition to that from the local community. There was a second area which skirted around. It's not actually shown on that map at all, but you can see the light blue area that shows where the sport and recreation facility is. There is a driveway that connects around the back to the Apollo Project Centre, and there was a small wedge of land there that it was deemed desirable to include in the car parking area, and it made a lot of sense. The third thing that was under consideration was the Apollo Project Centre itself was not recognised in the management plan, and under the SERA Act, technically at the end of April this year, that building had no status and would have had to have been removed. The OIC has been extended for another 5 years, so it's been recommended that the Apollo Project Centre be recognised as a building in the management plan, such that in 2021 we can then have the decision whether we want to keep it or remove it. By not acknowledging it, it has to go, and we're saying, yes, let's acknowledge it. It's part of the structures on Jellie Park at the moment, and when the OIC expires, we can then have that conversation. Does council want to continue using or acknowledging this building, or do in fact we want to terminate the usage of it then? So they were the main points of the hearings on the Jellie Park management plan. So effectively there are only really 3 points that we are recommending today. The first one was not to include the little blue bit on the top right hand corner of the map up there. second one was to include the small wedge, which is not actually shown there. It's sort of just underneath the blue shaded area of the recreation centre. And thirdly, that we would reference in the management plan the existence of the Apollo Project Centre. So that's essentially the recommendation that the hearings panel bring to you today.
Very good. Sounds all right. Yep, Ray?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed this at the community board, and we had a community board member on the panel, and we're generally comfortable with that. I mean, obviously, the usual issue around car parking and trees was the prime concern for the community. But we did have some community members come in who'd done their own kind of research around car parking, and they actually said that on the left-hand side, so the Greers Road, there is actually always a lot of car parking, but everyone goes to the other side. So actually, if people are prepared to just walk across, there's actually plenty of car parking on the other side, which is rarely full. Maybe Saturday mornings, that's about it. So I think they were quite happy with that other piece being taken out.
Yep.
And happy with everything else.
Very good. Yep.
Look, I think a lot of really good work has been done on this. I guess around the management plan, which is here, it seems to me that it's quite an important document in terms of how we manage our parks. Quite a long period of time to go. And I guess if staff had been available to give us a brief presentation like we've had on the land drainage, I think we'd be clearer about signing off the whole management park. And I acknowledge the really good work that's been done, and I'm pleased that the board have been involved too. So I don't know whether we should consider delaying this, and I don't want to hold things up, but till we are across it more.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was. I mean, Dave, presented quite clearly, and those were the issues, and they've all been dealt with. The community board has considered it in quite detailed levels, so everyone's happy with it.
So the community board's supporting the hearings panel recommendation, although it is a metropolitan facility, isn't it? Oh well.
Yeah. So I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you. Good work.